Hi, I'm Helmut Licht. Thank you for joining me for this video. I am an astrologer of the old school, and the old school taught that for anything major to happen in a person's life, there has to be a major progressed aspect, in effect, triggered by transits. With this in mind, I would like to have a look at Donald Trump's progress chart to November of this year, using two systems. First, the conventional system that you're all familiar with, and then the system which I devised called the Vertical Zodiac, which is astrology based on declinations. Now, most of you may not know what this is all about, but you can go into my site, astrologyfrontiers.com. I have some videos in there which explains the entire process. So let's have a look at Donald Trump's chart using conventional astrology. Here we have Donald Trump's chart as produced by the wonderful program called Kepler. Let's zoom in a little bit and we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aspects in effect on November the 8th of 2016. Some of them have been in effect for quite some time, but the first one is in opposition from Uranus in the 10th house, progressed Uranus, to natal moon in the 4th house. The second aspect is progressed Jupiter in the 3rd house at 23 Libra 56, squaring his natal Saturn in the 11th house at 23 Cancer 49. The third aspect is his progressed Mars in the 2nd house at 9 Libra 10, is squaring his natal Mercury in the 11th house at 8 Cancer 52. Number 4 is his progressed Mars in the 2nd house at 9 Libra 10, sextiling his natal Pluto in the 12th house at 10 Leo 03. And number 5 is progressed Saturn in the 12th house at 2 Leo 40, semi-squaring his natal Uranus in the 10th house at 17 Gemini 54. As you can see, there are 3 major progressed aspects in effect and also 2 minor progressed aspects. The major ones are difficult, 1 opposition and 2 squares, and the minor ones have 1 sextile and 1 semi-square. So the total is 4 difficult ones and 1 easy one. Remember that aspects bring you energy. Without any progressed aspects, there is not much that can be accomplished. So 5 progressed aspects give Donald Trump a lot of energy to produce and create. So let's have a look now at the Vertical Zodiac and see what's going on in there. At present, 2 major astrology programs have my Vertical Zodiac in them. One is Intrepid and the other one is AstroApp. Both are very fine programs with different features, like Intrepid is totally computer-based, either Windows or Mac. AstroApp is an online computer program. You can use it on a Mac, on a tablet, on your phone, wherever you are, and it's always updated. You pay a membership, I believe, a yearly membership fee or a monthly, I'm not sure. And then whenever you go into the program, you have the latest version. I will be using right now Intrepid because I'm more familiar with it, but a little later on I will also show you how to use AstroApp. Okay, here we see Donald Trump's natal chart as shown in Intrepid. I will now add a ring to the outside. And initially, it's the same with the natal, but I can now go up here and say I would like the outer ring to be his vertical zodiac natal chart. And here we are. And notice, please, that two planets have moved into different houses. Pluto, in his natal chart, in the regular zodiac, is in the 12th house. In the vertical zodiac, it has moved into the 10th house, conjuncting Uranus and the Sun. In the vertical zodiac, Donald Trump has 3 planets in the 10th house. Mercury, which is in the natal chart at 8 Cancer in the 11th house, has moved. No, I shouldn't say has moved. Its vertical zodiac twin is in the 9th house, right over here. So now what I can do is I can switch the 2 rings. I can move the vertical zodiac to the inside, and I do this by hitting Control R. And then I can get rid of the outer ring. And now I have here Donald Trump's vertical zodiac chart at birth. Now I can add another ring on the outside and stipulate that it be the vertical zodiac day per year, right down here. And again, originally, it's the same as the natal, but I can now go down here and progress the vertical zodiac chart to the 8th of November. And again, I have to move forward now to 2016. I go back 2 years and make it 7 years at a time. And here we go. We are now in 1953, 60, 67, 74, 81, 88, 95, 2002, 2009, 2016, again, November the 7th. I will go forward 1 day, and I'm now at November the 8th, 2016. So on the outside, on the inside, we have Donald Trump's vertical zodiac natal chart. Remember, the vertical zodiac is all declination based. On the outside, we have progressed that natal chart to November the 8th, 2016. And now let's see what is going on in here. I have already discussed in my last video the significance of the progressed sun, first of all, entering the first house and also leaving Leo and going into Virgo. Now, what I see here is I see progressed Uranus conjuncting the sun. That is a long, long, long aspect. I also see progressed Uranus sextiling Mars, 2220, 2314. I see progressed Venus down here trining natal Uranus, and I see progressed Jupiter closing in on a long trine to progressed Uranus. When it gets to 2120, which is not too far away, and then also trine the natal sun at 2256. What I find interesting is that if we look at Mr. Trump's chart through conventional astrology, all the aspects but one are negative. An opposition 2 squares, 1 semi-square, and only 1 sextile. However, when we look at his chart through the vertical zodiac, we get a totally different picture. We have strong conjunctions and a trine and a sextile. So we have to make it a blending of both, I suppose. That has to be explored. Now what I'd like to do is I would like to look at his 10th house and look at the 3 planets in there, Pluto, Uranus, and the Sun. Remember now, if Mr. Trump should become President of the United States, then the 10th house becomes his career as a president, which means that whatever happens in his 10th house, to his 10th house, would directly influence the affairs of the United States. Pluto, it rules transformation. It rules death and transformation. Now, I don't like to use death in the way that we think of it. When leaves fall off the tree in the fall, they're dying, but they do so in order to make room for new leaves to come in the spring. So the transformation that I'm talking about is getting rid of one situation to make room for another one. And again, this is within the framework of the United States. I leave this up to you to interpret that any way you wish. Pluto is also known as the universal welfare planet. Next we have Uranus. Uranus, when it becomes active in a chart, usually the best way I can put it, if you're spinning to the left and Uranus comes in, you're going to spin to the right. It brings total abrupt changes. It breaks down the traditional, or that which is considered traditional at the time being, and makes room for a new, modern situation to be created. So we have a sequence of 2 events now. First, death and transformation, and then total change from the way things have been. And then the Sun represents the ego. It represents what Donald Trump really stands for, and that will become active in the 3rd phase. Now I would like to look at the progressed moon and see when it triggers those 3 planets in the 10th house. And it will be very interesting. Please follow me. We are now back at Mr. Trump's vertical zodiac birth chart in the inside and his progress chart on the outside. And the progress date at this point in time is November the 8th, 2016. Now let us just watch the progressed moon now, okay? So what I'll do down here, I will progress the chart 1 week at a time and see what happens. 3 weeks. We are now at November 29th, December 6th, December 13th, 20th, 27th, January 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th. The moon is now approaching a conjunction with Pluto. Not yet. Let's go for another week here. We have February the 7th, February the 14th, and now we have February the 21st. At that point, the progressed moon will conjunct Pluto, which means if Mr. Trump will be our president, he will now be able to initiate the transformation down here. He will abolish whatever exists now that he does not like to make room for situations that he does like. And that's the best way I can put it. Let's go another week here. Be waiting for conjunct Uranus, which would be, the moon would have to be at 1725 or closer. Now here is the progressed moon, now within orb of conjuncting Uranus, and that would be around the beginning of March. Then this change comes about at that time. And let's go further. We are now waiting for 2156. All right, here we go. The moon is at, the progressed moon is at, not quite yet, no, 20, one more. The progressed moon is now at 2147. Let's give it a day or so. 2158. The progressed moon is now within orb of conjuncting his vertical zodiac sun. And whatever is important to him will be initiated. And that is the best way I can tell you. I find this so interesting. And I thank you for watching. And like I said in my last video, I hope that whatever is best for this wonderful country of ours will happen on November the 8th and subsequent 4 years. Before I finish this video, I'd like to keep my promise to you and quickly show you how AstroApp online astrology program works. I cannot show you the whole program. I will just show you briefly how to produce a chart and then the vertical zodiac chart. All right. You simply type in astroapp.com. That should bring up AstroApp homepage. There it is. My name's already in there. So I say launch AstroApp. And here is my page. I maximize it. I will bring up a chart. Open. I will go down to Trump, somewhere down here in the bottom. Here we go, Donald Trump. Click on that name. Here's his chart. Right now it's a little bit oval, so I can say view, always round, and there it is. And this is Donald Trump's natal chart. I can take out the ascendant here. I go to settings, and take out, I'll go to planets, and take out the ascendant. At this point, I really don't need that. It's still there, so I have to say redraw. It is gone. And then I go up here to tradition, right here. And I go down to modern, right here, modern. And over here should be the vertical zodiac, right here, the vertical zodiac. I click on that, and here's Donald Trump's vertical zodiac chart. If I would like to have a buy ring, I will go up here to view, multi-wheel, right here. And I will bring his natal chart down. I will bring the vertical zodiac chart down, and I'll say, okay. And here it is. Donald Trump's natal chart on the inside, his vertical zodiac chart on the outside. It is very, very simple. Thank you again for taking time to watch this video. I hope you found it interesting. And please vote wisely.